We're live. Happy Monday.
What it do? It's Monday, so y'all
Yes.
already know what time it is. Now I ain't gonna lie. I'm thinking to myself now. There can't be any better way than to start this thing off by saying, if you're fucking with me out there, if you're messing with me, you're getting Nate Robinson. I will be throwing the Nate Robinson on any opposers, any ops, getting the Nate Robinson treatment. Jezebel.
Who is Nate Robinson?
Did you see the fight this weekend?
No.
Did you see the fight this weekend? You didn't see the Mike Tyson and the Nate Robinson, Jack Paul, or whatever his damn name is. The thing
I thought he was
amazing.
fighting Lewis.
Nah, man. Mike Tyson fought another old dude, Roy Jones Jr., man. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I really was hyped to see that until someone pointed out to me that Nate Robinson and Jake Paul was gonna be fighting each other. Now, you don't even know who Nate Robinson is. And do you know who Jake Paul is?
No, but I know who Mike Tyson is.
Now, I tell you what, as exciting as it was to have to be able to see Mike Tyson and Roy Jones going at it, right? Watching Nate Robinson lack of boxing was amazing. That was pure entertainment. Now, I don't know what I expected from Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. I'm not gonna lie. I was very highly excited because I wanted to see Mike Tyson knock out Roy Jones. But then right before the fight, maybe a couple of hours before the fight, I received a Facebook message, or alert rather, that no knockouts would be allowed in this fight. Nobody would be able to get cut. And of course it was because they was old, but they didn't put that in a disclaimer. They just pretty much stated that these were rules. I thought these were COVID rules maybe, but hey, what's boxing without a good knockout, right? So when you know a knockout ain't coming, then they said no winner will be determined. It will be a draw. So that surely shifted my attention to the Nate Robinson and Jake Paul fight. Now, let me tell you something. Jake Paul is a rapper and a YouTuber, or he's a YouTuber and a rapper. I don't know how it goes. You know what I'm saying? But he's 23 years old. Nate Robinson is a former basketball player. I don't think he won a championship. I'm not too big on the Nate Robinson facts, but he's not that great on the people you want to know about facts, right? So I'm thinking to myself, Nate Robinson is getting into the ring with a YouTube rapper, and Nate Robinson is a boxer, a short black guy who's made his name for dunking over tall people, dunking over NBA giants. Well, woo, that was one giant he couldn't slay. He hit the canvas in the second round twice. He hit the canvas in the first round once. He hit the canvas 3 times, and I think under a minute. That boy was sleeping.
Hold on. I gotta see this fight. So you're saying Nate Robinson was sleeping?
Yep. Nate Robinson took a nice little nap in the middle of his bout. I think that's what they call it in boxing, a bout. But he took a nice little nap. So I told y'all, I've been telling y'all every daggone week now for the past maybe 3 weeks, Facebook been on fire for me. You know, Facebook been on fire for me. Now, I don't know if it's just me sticking up for the young guys, me wanting to be one of the young guys, me wanting to live the glory days of me never growing up. But everybody tells me I think like a 20-year-old now, right? Now, I don't even know what that means anymore. You know?
Accent.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. I think it's an insult. No, listen, no, look, relax.
Why? Why you can't just be,
No, I think it's an insult because I think that their idea of 20 in that age group of 20
mm-hmm.
is lack of knowledge or lack of understanding, you know? And
Or
so
just carefree.
that is a free, but like the thing about it is the people that we, you know what I'm saying, our age group that are doing stuff, they're all those same traits. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They carefree, they pretty much think on their own knowledge and their own ideas and they move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's amazing. I've been testing some theories here, right?
Right.
And this Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Legends Only League provided a great opportunity for me to test my narrative there in another platform that was not music related, you know?
Okay.
So we have Jake Paul, 23, and Nate Robinson, 36. And
Mm-hmm.
Nate Robinson pretty much had no business in the ring in the first place, you know? No business in the ring in the first place. But here he is. Here he is in the ring getting knocked out by a YouTuber. A 23-year-old
Why you
YouTuber.
guys say YouTuber like that? Like,
Bro, listen,
like a
listen.
YouTuber.
I mean, look,
Like, like,
I would say by a professional boxer. I want to say a rapper. I could say a
mm.
rapper. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, that's not how he made his bones. You
Is
know what I'm
a
saying?
YouTuber a boxer though?
Can I mean, we're in a new world where you can be anything you want to be. Right now, this YouTuber is a professional boxer.
Okay.
And the only thing that he has that got him to become a professional boxer is his YouTube. You know, I used to say we could be anything we want to be, Mom. And my mom used to say, boy, you are tripping. You can't be anything you want to be. You got to be this and you got to do this. And I would say, Mom, but like maybe, just maybe. But my mom was like really like Christian, you know what I'm saying? Like hard
Yeah.
strung on that joint. So it was like, if it interfered with church, you can't be it, you know? So
Damn.
me personally, when I seen Nate Robinson challenge Jake Paul, a
Mm-hmm.
36-year-old man challenge a 23-year-old man whom he felt was making his bones off some pretty much flukeness. You
Mm-hmm.
know, he didn't think that it was real or possible to happen to him. Mainly because he was black. That's the main reason. Mainly because he was black. Well,
So I have a quick question before you carry on. Was the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones fight better than you expected?
no.
Where was it
You know
like
what
what people
that fight
expected as
was?
far
The
as
best
like
part about that
slow?
fight was Snoop Dogg commissary. The fight with Mike Tyson. Okay, so the fight with Mike Tyson was and Roy Jones was a lot worse than what I expected. But the rules already had told me 4 hours before that it was going to be kind of lame, right? So
Okay.
so it felt like two old dudes just in the ring going to each other's body. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you know, it just was like just going to the body, a good old tussle. And Snoop Dogg provided the proper narrative for it. They just pretty
Okay.
much needed to sit their old asses down. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, we us old guys. I call myself one of the old guys, right? Because I don't want all my people that's watching on YouTube and Facebook to shoot me in the foot. So I got to call myself one of the old guys, right? Us
Uh-huh.
old guys got to learn two things: it's evolution or step aside. It's a new man's game, and the thing about it is, how are we gonna eat in this game? It's amazing that everything that I do now is related around music and
Mm-hmm.
sports. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
sports always provides the proper narrative, one way or another,
Mm-hmm.
to music, which also correlates the proper narrative for life. You know what I'm saying? It's like music
Okay.
can dictate a lot of moods, a lot of feels, a lot of vibes, and it changes so much as life does. You know, it's like one
Yeah.
minute one minute you a real hip hop head, next minute you a real R&B head. You get old and you only want to hear smooth hip hop, no longer the Eminem I want to kill you music. You know
Or
what I'm saying?
country music.
All country music, now listen, I'm not gonna sit up there and lie. Shout out to the Patty Pearl, I'm wearing all that gear right now, right? But I'm not gonna sit up there and lie. I'm not ready to listen to country music. I can
You
skim
don't
over.
like Tracy Chapman? Have you ever heard Tracy Chapman?
Nah,
Melissa Etheridge?
nah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. So those are two of my favorite country singers.
So look, what's crazy is I if I anything with country, I know Lil Nas X, I know Tim McGraw, I know Taylor
Leanne,
Swift,
Leanne Rhymes.
I know Leanne Rhymes. You know what I'm saying? But don't tell me to sing one of their songs. Don't ask me. Listen, y'all, I'm gonna have to pull a Young Thug. I can't sing not two of their songs. Did you see the mess Young Thug got himself into over the weekend?
Talking about three stacks.
Hey, I mean, listen.
Crazy.
Look, all right, listen. I'm gonna go ahead and be devil's advocate again because, like I said, they say that I talk a lot for the young people, right? Because
Uh-huh.
I think, all right, so look, this is where everybody that is like us the old gang, y'all can call me y'all youth translator. You know what I'm saying? Like when y'all need somebody like to break down to y'all what they really saying to y'all, like come holler at me. Cause man, y'all be ready to bash a person for facts that they speak and not even hearing what they're saying. Not like when you heard him say that, what did you hear?
About what he said about three stacks?
Yes, what did you hear? How did you translate it?
Hate. Not even just hate, but just like salt.
Listen,
Like it was like
it was
he
it was
sounded
definitely
salty.
it was definitely some hate. He could
Okay.
have he could have easily sat up there and lied and said, "Oh yeah, three stacks fire. I love it. I love three stacks." You feel
Yeah,
me?
shots.
But
Those were
but
shots.
we wouldn't have been talking about him in the morning. For real. Would we be talking about him this Monday if we'd have started this thing all saying, yo, Young Thugger said he loves Andre 3000's music.
No, I don't think so.
Of course not. No one cares about what we love. You know what I'm saying? So, T.I., come on, listen. You know why
He's
T.I.
an
asked
instigator. He's
You know
a
why T.I.
whole
asked him
fucking
that question?
instigator.
You know why T.I. asked him that question? They all talk. They all friends. Before that interview, T.I. already knew that man don't listen to three stacks. And probably already tried to tell him he was crazy for that. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So someone said to me, he's from Atlanta. That's cat. First of all, we all in DC now calling me talking about something that's cat. I love it. That's cat. So look, this is what I'm saying to y'all. You can live in an area and not hear a legend from your area and not know a
Yeah,
song from that
that's
person. I
that's true.
mean, he wasn't a fan. He's not a fan. I listen to Young Thug music. I don't hear Outkast inspiration in that. I don't hear no Andre 3000 motivation in that in his lyrical content.
His lyrical content, but let's talk about his wardrobe-ish. So
I
they
mean,
say that he's copied not copied, but he got some of his little style from Andre 3000.
listen, I don't know. I have never seen Andre 3000 in a full blown dress in a wedding gown.
Yeah, he was it one of his album covers or it wasn't a dress like Young Thug's dress,
Yes.
but it was still a dress.
I
It
mean,
looked
like
more like
we understand characters are recreated in the industry to keep a certain fan base happy. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And I'm not gonna disagree with anybody that says he doesn't know about Andre 3000. He doesn't, you know what I'm saying, see him. He might not, you know what I'm saying? But that wasn't when I heard that interview, that's not what I heard him say. He didn't say who's Andre 3000. I don't know Andre 3000. I've never heard of an Andre 3000.
He didn't say that.
No,
No.
he pointed out he pointed out his truths, and then he elaborated on why it's true to him, right? Once he did that for me, he was good. This man says out his mouth, and I posted the clip on my page, but he said, I can't sing you 2 songs of Andre 3000.
Why can't he though?
And then he answered that. Like he heard you say that. He heard you ask that question today, and he answered it. He said, that's not what we was listening to. That's not what my group was listening to. That's not what I was banging with.
It was on the radio.
Okay, so he answered that too, right? He knew that someone would say it was on the ATL radio. And he said, I'm from a different era. Do you know what that means? I'm going to translate that for everybody that's like about to cuss me out. He means when music was out, I was in the era where I was going on LimeWire and downloading what I wanted to listen to. My favorite artist mixtape, my favorite artist albums, and all this displays. And then by the time he got 10 years old, he was in the iPod Walkman era where you just type in your artist name. Do you ever think he was typing in Andre 3K or just listen to all his favorites when they drop something on his playlist?
Well, okay. Let's take it even deeper though. Award shows. When he was growing up, Andre 3000 was on a couple of award shows.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? I'm not gonna lie to you. I watched one award show. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happened to be the most iconic award show of all time.
Which one?
Kanye West grabbed the
Taylor Swift
out of Taylor Swift's hands. But after I seen how they handled Kanye West and they walked that great genius out of that building for telling it like it was, you know what I said to myself? No more. No more. I will not watch another award show until they apologize to Kanye. Look. We all know Beyonce had a better video than Taylor Swift.
I like Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor had a mean budget. We keep talking about that word budget. And we're going to get into this, y'all, because like I told y'all, like, there's a lot of things going on right now in the whole realm of everything. You know what I'm saying? An artist said to me a funny thing to me this week. And I found it funny because I didn't understand it. And I kind of hope that he is watching right now. He says to me he quit the rap game because it's fake and it's all pay to play.
I keep hearing that, though. I keep hearing a lot of people like, fuck this shit, man. This shit is just, it's
Why do people believe? When do people believe that the game wasn't fake or pay to play? And when someone can give me a legitimate error or just the time or one artist that it wasn't that way for, I'll keep my mouth shut. Until then.
What do you mean pay to play? Because, okay, let's take it back to the 90s or let's take it back to the 80s, or we can take it back to the early 2000s where
let's take it back to the 60s.
We're not going.
No, I'm serious.
You're not funny.
No, listen to me.
What I'm saying is, back in the day, you actually had to have talent. Nowadays, the computer does everything for you, and then you pay your way to the top. Back in the day, it was like you had to have the money, but you actually had to have the talent.
No, you didn't.
You don't think so?
Listen, if you really had to have the talent, why we got so many one and dones?
I think one and done is by choice. The reason I say that is because some people don't really aspire to be a musician or an artist for the rest of their lives. They just they just put out a hit and that's it. Look at Trinidad James. Like, I don't think Trinidad James aspired to be an ongoing rapper.
And when do you think when do you think it changed from him to wanting to be an ongoing rapper?
I don't think he ever wanted to be around. I think he just was playing around. Like he said, he was playing around, and the song, he had money. Somebody put some money behind it.
Trinidad James definitely enjoys it. He was just on Rodeo Drive, singing and dancing in a blue suede suit. You know what I'm saying?
In a what suit?
A blue suede suit with his hair all slicked back like he in the 50s. Like he had the Tony Curtis.
Oh, wow.
All with the Tony Curtis. He enjoys it. Listen, let me tell you honestly, look. I think that yes, everyone starts off mostly, I'm gonna say mostly, because there's some people that see the money that's being made and understand the business and jump into it. But there are a few people that really get behind that pen and that pad, and they love just writing music, you know, and they love just getting out in front of people and performing it and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And some people just may just writing it and not getting in front of people. But at the end of the day, those people don't make that effort and don't go the extra mile to talk about or degrade other artists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't make it judge shows. They respect the music. Those are people that respect the music and the craft of it, the talent of it. And the thing about it is, those people do exist. You know what I'm saying? And they are very minute. And the reason I do know those people are very minute because I'm one of those people. You know what I'm saying? If I never made $1 off of making music or selling music, I would be happy just let someone hear me perform. Someone seeing me perform it.
Oh, you one of those. You one of those, huh?
I love just to perform. I love to be on stage.
I love artists like that. Those are the type of artists I like to work with.
But you know what the sad part about everything was? The world won't let those type of artists survive. Those type of artists can't survive in this world.
Why not?
Well, because think about it. Like I said, it's been this way since the 60s. We don't rate talent based on skills ever. We base it based on who has the biggest house, who has the flashier cars,
the biggest
who
chain.
has the most chain, who has the most property to show for it, who has the assets, you know. And it's like if I was a aspiring singer and I walked around the house singing every day, you know, someone would say, "Boy, stop trying to sing like you that damn Chris Brown." You know what I'm saying? Boy, you ain't R. Kelly around here. You know what I'm saying? They will always measure me and my dream of what I just like to do above someone. You see what I'm saying? When I was rapping, you know what my friend Jay Renox, he used to say to me, "Boy, you rap like Dr. Seuss." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Dr. Seuss? I'm like, shoot, man, Dr. Seuss, man, had bars though. You know what I'm saying?
He did.
Yeah, but that was that was the light to my fire. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, let me get better at rapping. I studied styles, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't just study like pro styles. I studied amateur styles. I studied I was going into rap freestyle circles and just sitting there listening to people freestyle. Sometimes on, you know what I'm saying? And catching how different transitions was happening and how different bars was being used and things like that. And then when I realized, I was like, yo, I can do that. Okay, I can do that. Okay, I can put all this together. I can do that too. You know what I'm saying? So you start thinking now, like, all right, bet. So then when you start getting onto a level where you start putting out that music, they're not going to be saying to you, oh, you just like, that sounds like Timmy from down the street. You know?
So because that's one of the things that, like, right now when I'm going through music and I'm constantly listening to different tracks, it's like people think there's a certain sound that sells, right? So
Correct.
what happens is a lot of people end up sounding like one another because they think it's that sound that sells. So, like, what is that? The reason I ask that is because I'm like, all right.
Because listen, like, but that's the thing, like, so that's what I'm saying. Like in today's world, and which it's always been like this, but it now is more prominent because of social media. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when the Temptations broke, when the Temptations finally got their big record, people went from walking into Motown with one person, like, let's get five of us and let's croon it. Let's try to get a deal, you know? So, like,
Yeah.
it's always been whatever you think they looking for, you want to appeal to that. You know what I'm saying? But the reality of it is,
We always need something new.
yes, we do. We do. But listen, I was telling one of my friends and my mentor, he was saying, like, we need something new. He was telling it, like, that's what we need. We need something new. And I said, Pop, let's just be real now. Like, I've thought about it. I've watched how people evolve. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've watched the listeners from 2009 to 2020 get different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Their idea is different. Like, you don't, the days of wanting to sit down and be calm, because we're all always been told to sit down and be calm now, right? And it's
Right.
like that what drives us is money. Money is what drives us now. No, I'm like, that's what drives us all. You feel me? It's like what made my friend say he quit rapping. You know, he quit rapping because he wasn't making any money. Yet he said to me, I was open enough for Wale and writing for Scarface and all this dumb stuff to me because it translated to you not making no money.
But how does that happen? Okay, so let's say, like, if you're doing everything you're supposed to do as an artist, how
Now,
could you
what is
not?
everything? What is everything that you're supposed to do as an artist? That's the trick
Um,
question.
what I learned from you, basically making sure that you are, when your music is played, that you're updating either whatever database or whatever,
Right.
I want to say database that you're with,
Correct.
letting them know when you have this stuff, watching your streams, promoting your music, making
Correct.
sure that you're marketing, you're getting your stuff out there.
And the reality of it is, if you're doing all of that stuff correct, registering your music, which I'm going to tell y'all in a little bit how to do that, and registering your businesses and how you doing your business and how you moving, you know what I'm saying, and keeping your music and all that stuff registered and up to date, taking care of your paperwork so that you know that when you getting paid, so that no one can be not paying you, because that's ridiculous.
Ripping your ass
I mean,
off.
you should never be waiting for a person to give you your check. It's companies that does these things. They make sure you get paid. So the reality of it is, if you're doing all these things, then no, you're not. You don't struggle. You until
But
you
some
have a
people, okay, let's say I am doing all these things. I'm doing everything, but my streams is not up. Like, I'm only making, like, let's say $30 a quarter, maybe, off of my music. What can I do
during
at that point?
COVID. During COVID is the only excuse that anybody can have for not making any real money off of their
Music.
music, performing wise. However, let's just be honest. I'm gonna be honest. Marketing is the only thing that we have right now. Marketing and promo is the only thing that we have right now. I heard an artist insulting another artist. They and he was saying, they all paying for marketing. They're all paying for promo. And then I went and followed this artist and I looked at his numbers and I said, you're not making any money. You're
But
not
you know
making any
what? A
money.
lot of people struggle with when it comes to paying for promo is ego, right?
Man, I
So
hate that. I
as a
hate that.
business owner, let me just tell you my experience as a business owner. It's like, okay, I'm just now getting into the point where I want to pay to be in, not even pay, but just get the attention of the business, the small business magazines or women in business magazines
Correct.
and stuff like that. But you don't, that shit ain't like, it can be
It
free,
seems crazy.
but
No,
you want to. You gotta promote, you gotta put money into yourself. And that's what a lot of people don't want to do. It's ego. It's like, why am I gonna pay you to post my shit? I'm the
Put it like
shit.
this. Put it like this. Everything free, everything that you receive free, you're a slave to who you received it free from. Put it like this.
Can you say that again? I don't get it.
Everything that offers you something for free makes you a slave to what you just now signed up for free.
Okay.
That's why every time when they offer you it for free, there's a little tab beside it that says, if you pay this, we'll take off this.
Yeah.
We'll give you this and access to this. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of artists I see that sign up with DistroKid and pay the $20 package. And they would say to me, no, I'm not. I'd be like, yes, you are. Yes, you are.
How do you know?
Because they ask you certain questions, and then there's certain ways that your profile is going to look to know if you went the cheap route or if you didn't. There's artists right now that go to United Masters because they say it's free and I can drop my music whenever I want. Yay, I'm killing them. You know what I'm saying? But then these artists don't have no sound exchange, ain't having nothing to monitor their broadcasting, ain't having nothing to monitor their performances. And guess who is eating all of that money? United Masters. You know why? Because when these people offer you stuff for free, they pry on your lack of knowledge. And even when you're paying for something, you have to understand all of your full services and access that you have. There's a lot of people that pay for things because it feels cool and are not even using it. I see artists that haven't even attached their Instagrams to the Spotify for Artists link. Half of them don't even know what Spotify for Artists is, but got music on Spotify, but got 0 monthly listeners.
But you know what? I had to tell an artist about that the other day. I was like, you guys are so, like, sometimes you guys are so accustomed to sending a certain link, you forget about the other people that's not, like, for instance, Apple Music, right?
Correct.
A lot of people send out links to Apple Music. I have an iPhone. I have all that shit. I don't have Apple Music, though. I have Spotify. So when you send me an Apple Music link, if I wasn't the person to do the extra research to see if you're on Spotify, I would just be like, hey, I can't get your music, and I'm going to move on.
Well, so like, and the funny part is, in today's world, that's how it is. Like, you got to, why would an artist send you an Apple link? You want to know why?
Why?
Because he wants you as a consumer to believe this artist has made it. He's on Apple. He's on Apple now. He's
Apple is like Spotify. Apple and Spotify is like, if you are a music listener, Apple and Spotify is like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're basically the same price.
They correct. But you know why he's not going to send you Spotify?
Because why not send all of it? Why not
send? That's true. You can make a hyperlink. Who
was it? Morningstar. Let me shout out Spade Morningstar for a second. If you go on his page, I think it's on his
profile
highlights. His highlights, or under his bio, there's somewhere where you could click on it and everything's on there. Apple Music, Spotify, I don't know, YouTube, whatever the fuck is on there. And my thing is with artists, instead of sending a person one link to an application that they may not have, why not do it like that? So how would an artist be able to display all their links to get their music out there, as opposed to sending somebody a link that they may not have?
But you're right. Look though, the sad thing is you're right. That's exactly, pride gets in the way of a lot of artists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a lot of artists also are shameful. You know what I'm saying? I think, okay, let me not say a lot of artists. I think all artists have a little bit of shame to them. You know, when they ain't doing no numbers, it's like, hey, you got to ask them, you on YouTube? You know what I'm saying? When they ain't doing no numbers, you got to ask them, where your music at? Let me hear your music. But when they doing numbers, they shoving it down your throat. They'll fucking give your ass every goddamn link they got. You know? But the thing about it is they're going to only give you links on what they think is cool or what you can't prove. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to get on Apple Music and see that a nigga did 1 million streams.
You know
gonna
what
get
I learned about Spotify? I can see
yes,
how many monthly listeners every artist has. And
yes,
I did that on accident the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, this
man. Look,
person is popping on Instagram, but they only got like 23 monthly listeners.
and
But that's not
I
my business.
watched the artist that has a lot of followers on Instagram and dog a lot of artists and only has 754 monthly listeners.
See, that's more than 23 though. And
But
your
that's
shit
trifling.
really got an ego as
But
if to
that's
say
trifling.
you have much more than that. So you know what I did? I became a monthly listener. Just to not to help the person out,
To
but
get the
basically I
one,
listen to music
but
anyway.
you got to do that every month now. You gonna commit yourself every month to listening to the same song every month?
Well,
No.
actually, Six, I put people like you and everybody else that I fuck with that make music on my radio mix playlist.
Smart.
So
That's tight.
I have like music. So what I do on some days, most days, I'll just play that. And the other day, I was like, damn, I don't even fuck with this person no more. But their music was playing, and like I was like, damn, they got a stream from me. But I wasn't really hating. It's just the fact
Man,
of
let me tell you
I
something.
put people music in a
Man,
playlist, and
man,
it's
look,
gonna
man.
play.
Why one of my friends put me in his playlist? And you can see when your playlists are doing well on a man's playlist. So I was like, bro, like, awesome, shout out. We got into it. He took me off his playlist.
But you know what? I had to do the same thing. But the reason I did it is because the person
People beefing and
requested.
take you off playlist. That's fucked up.
No, the
When you
person
take a man off, when
requested.
you take a man off your playlist, you are fucking with their money. And you know what? You know what? I got you. I got you. I got you. Put me back on your
See,
playlist,
I
man.
only do it if you requested. One person requested that I don't play their music no more. I said, hey, you
Word.
ain't got, yeah, I
Hey,
said, you ain't got no streams
time out. Time
anyway.
out. Time out. This was a real artist that requested his music not be played anymore.
She requested her music not to be played anymore anywhere. Like, and the other day, as I said,
Anywhere.
I have a list of DMV artists that I listen to, and the music came up, and I was like, damn, I gotta skip this shit. But I was like, fuck, she already got the credit.
She Dave Chappelle'd you. Did you play it for 30 seconds?
Yeah,
Oh,
because I wasn't
so
close to
she Dave,
like I
so she
wasn't.
Dave Chappelle'd you. She Dave Chappelle'd
But you
us.
know what?
We're not
I'm
allowed
not
to
a
play her
hater.
music.
I am not a hater. Like, if you're from the DMV and whether I talk to you anymore or not, like, if your music is on my playlist, I don't mind you having it because your success is my success.
But see, like, what's crazy is we we ask why artists are not making any money, or why artists are not making any moves. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I have artists that have BMI, but don't know how to use it. Excuse me, but don't know how to use it.
COVID coughs like,
Nah, weak off.
I'm just joking.
Weak off. But I
What you
have
smoking on
friends
it?
who have. So I'm actually smoking on some runs. I found out here. My friend brought me back some runs from Cali. Thank you. He's amazing. He's amazing. So I'm got some of that, and it's actually one of the best turns I've had in a long time. I'm feeling good, mighty fine, mighty fine. I've actually hijacked this studio here, so it's pretty cool. You know, so I'm trying to get my
I
good
didn't
stuff.
even realize you were somewhere different.
Yeah, I'm
And I'm
trying to.
really a nosy person, but I didn't even notice.
No, listen, like I'm trying to figure out what's the nice room for me to do these broadcasts. Man, what's the nice area? My house has got bigger now because my oldest son is here. He wanted to bring his ass down
Yay!
to the A. No, yay, no, yay, no,
Yay!
damn, yay. I got that. He got to get it together, you know. So now he down here, and Lord knows, I'm like young. I'm just trying to stay young, making sure I got no grades. You know what I'm saying? My boys keeping me hip. I keep on going to them and asking them for the facts. You know what I'm saying? Like for the facts. But the real reality is like we keep on asking like the question. Go back to the question. Why I know if an artist is doing all that stuff and they're still not making any money. It's simple. you're not doing your paperwork right. You're not filling out your stuff right. And if you're not filling it out right, imagine this: going to a job and walking in the door, working all day long, all week, and at the end of the week, everybody get paid, and they
But
say,
you,
and you the only one don't get paid, and you go up to your boss and say, "I've been here all week," and he like, "Yeah, we seen you here, but
you
you
ain't
never
present.
clocked in."
That
Now,
sucks. No,
now you
that
look dumb,
that really sucks.
and like I'm sitting here. Honestly, I was at first when my friend there, he was throwing shots because he was trying to insult me because his statement was, y'all artists are not gonna make it because y'all are paying to play and not making any money, and I know the business, and I know the business is why I got out. And I responded to him, if you knew the business, there's no way you could have got out. You know what I'm saying? Music, along with a lot of like entrepreneurs got it. But what have I been saying for the past month now, guys? Think white.
Not
Because
right. White.
because listen, y'all, start some businesses. You as an artist are a walking business.
Business.
You got your ASCAPs. You got your BMI.
But as an up and coming artist, or as a new artist, shall I say, how would one know about all of this? So
Okay,
let's say
look, so look,
we're
let
at
me
that.
tell you, look, this is what's crazy, right? Let's just backtrack. Let's just backtrack like 10 minutes ago when I said this has been going on since the 50s, the 60s. Every artist
I
that
thought
you
you were
know.
throwing shots.
No, I'm serious. Every artist that you know had to go through the exact same system. Every artist that you don't know chose not to go through said system.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't care what it is, and I mean what it is that you want to do, people. If you want to be a store manager, it sakes, you know what I'm saying? I
Right.
don't care. You're gonna go through their said system, and the minute that you say to yourself, "I ain't playing along no more," you stop at that level. And if someone passes you and shows that they can do said your level and next level, you're done.
That's
That's just
what you
how the
was
game
talking
works.
about with the Lupe fiasco and the
Exactly.
BOB
It's
situation.
it's like that with life. It's like that with life. How many people out there have cut off a best friend because that best friend don't call them no more or don't even come around, don't reach out? You get cut off when you stop working, when you stop doing stuff, when you stop checking in, and people just lose you. So like when you quit, and I get it. It's like, nah, like I want to make sure that my kids eat. You know what I'm saying? And I want to make sure that your kids eat too. That's why I'm here to tell you. You feel me? Like, look, I got a 4-bedroom house. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, yes, it's in Atlanta, and yeah, it's cheaper than DC. You know, but it's still
But you
mines. It's
living.
mines. You know what I'm saying? And all I do is music and podcasts and
Well, how can
publish.
you afford all of this just doing music?
I
Like,
mean,
tell us
this
what the
the
secret
the
is.
same the same way that we all can, because it's a business. You know,
I got a hit.
like I
I'm
said,
trying to figure out how I can make money off this
what
hit.
what did it for me, right? Was I get on YouTube every day. I've been doing
Uh-huh.
this for the last 2 years now. I get on YouTube every day, and now like it's like, all right, I don't brag on myself, but when it comes to rapping and making music, that's locked and loaded. You know what I'm saying? We ain't
Yeah.
got to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? So I had to shift. I stopped shifting my thoughts on when I get on YouTube, how to mix a beat, because now I got a bomb ass producer. You know what I'm saying? Got a bomb
Mm-hmm.
ass engineer that get me out the way since the beginning of the year. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now all that's because I stopped researching how to make beats and how to get my music sounding right as an artist, and I started focusing how to get my money right. You know what I'm saying? So that I can approach artists and producers with credits. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, a lot of people out there can brag about who they want, about whatever producers they work with. But I can pick up the phone and call producers that work with Travis Scott, you know what I'm saying, Chris Brown, Drake, you know what I'm saying, the list goes on and on, Lady Gaga, whatever, you know what I'm saying. I can pick up the phone like right here, call him right now, he'll answer the phone. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm working with him every day, learning the business of now being an artist. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the one thing we never knew. But the thing is, a lot of us get thrown off by the word "what's your budget," and we don't understand how to get that. And me personally, the reason why I say a lot of us, because I was that same artist. Mind you, I've been rapping since 2009. You know what I'm saying? 2013, when I got shot, I was ready to quit.
Shot? Jeez.
Yes, I got shot.
This rap game is serious, ain't it? I don't want to rap no more.
Look, like what was crazy was when that happened to me, I was at a real pivotal. I was at a point in my life.
You said it right, pivotal.
Yeah, I was at a point where it was like, all right, what's going to feed my family now? You know what I'm saying? And when I got shot, it opened my mind to like, okay, I really got to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't got time for this rap shit. You feel me? I was like, fuck this rap shit. This don't bring in no money. You feel me? But you got kids, you got a wife. You start thinking about your family a little different when you think you might die. You feel me? Like, boom. So when I got out of the hospital, I went a whole year. I didn't go into a studio. I just tried to like reinvent my mind frame, like how to make money. You know what I'm saying? And like how to make legitimate money, real money. So I stumbled across all of these things like ASCAP and Centrix. That's who I was with at first, and a bunch of stuff that was like easy to get into.
Well, let me stop you. How did you come across those? Now, are these? What do you consider ASCAP, BMI? Like, what are they called? Our distribution?
Rights, they performance rights organizations.
Performance PRO.
Performance rights, yep, PRO, yep.
Okay.
And that's actually how I figured out about. Now, all this stuff, mind you, like I said, when you sitting down and you healing up and you thinking about a lot of things, sometimes for real, the only thing you got is your phone, and sometimes YouTube is the best thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? Because YouTube just suggests you things. And it's weird how Google works. And we all know that Google watching us, right? So it's weird that you type anything in Google and you go on YouTube and now it's all of a sudden trending. You know? So then all of a sudden I started seeing things like how to get your music on Apple and how to get your music on Spotify. You know? And I started asking myself, wait, I can just do this right here without joining a record label?
But what if you somebody that ain't got time or don't feel like reading all that stuff? Then what do you do?
Look, like put it like this. If you don't got time for it, you're never gonna be a part of it anyway. You know what I'm saying? And if a lot of artists say, I want to just make it. Let's say that we are in the era where you think that you could be on the corner freestyling with your friends, or you up in the club and the next Diddy gonna walk in that club and say, I want to sign you. I want to make you a star. Do you think that you're gonna be smart enough without any knowledge to understand a real contract when they say to you, here go 100,000, 300,000, you a star today? Do you think now you're a star, right? But do you understand what really has just happened to you? No, you don't. You know what I'm saying? And when you don't understand these type of things, you don't last. Like the record label is a business. They gonna give any artist right now, every single artist. I want to tell y'all right now, you can walk right to the label, a nobody, a Snow Joe Smo. No records.
Average Joe Schmo.
Yeah, with no records, no streams, no numbers, no followers, and sign a record deal. And
But
be paid if that's what you
yeah,
want
but
to do.
it depends on how much money. They're not going to give you $1 million.
They
Average
may. Why
road.
not? Why not?
I mean, unless you sound like you're the next sound.
No. Do they care? Because guess what? Listen, if I get a person, if I can get you come in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can get you to sign for $1 million. Now, let's just say this. Let's just play scenario. Let's play record label. Hey, Jezebel. Oh, you want to sign a deal? Let me hear your stuff. Oh, no, I'm not talking about Jezebel. I'm just talking about you because we right here. I'm like, it needs some work, but we can make this. We can make you a star. All right, look, we're gonna give you $1 million. You gonna be like, woo! You gonna get on your IG. I just signed for $1 million. You know what I'm saying? You gonna talk. You gonna blow that label up. You gonna talk whatever, and they're gonna get behind you and put their marketing team that they're gonna pay to make sure that you're a star. They're gonna put together their studios and put you in
But
with
I'm
their
$1
engineers.
million in debt. Is that where you're getting to?
No, you're not a million. You're never $1 million in debt. A lot of people need to get that. Okay, let's erase that narrative that you're in debt to a record label.
Okay.
You're in debt to service. You know what I'm saying? If you take $1 million to produce an album,
Mm-hmm.
you produce that album. Once you produce that album, you have $1 million. But until that album makes $1 million, that label hasn't made any money back yet.
So I owe them until that.
But you're not gonna go into your bank account and put out $1 million or $3 million because.
So what happens if my album sales never make that million? Let's say it makes $250,000. Then what happens to the other 750?
That label doesn't care because guess what? You walk away with your $1 million, and for the next 30 years, 40 years, you're gonna hear your song on the radio. You're gonna hear your song played in bars when you walk in. You're gonna probably go to a baseball game and they're gonna be playing your jam, and you ain't gonna get a dime.
I knew you was getting it.
I'm just saying, but you got your money though. You got your milli.
I got my money up front.
Exactly. No, I mean, you can go to the label and say, I don't need no money. I just want y'all backing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they're gonna still be like, all right, we're gonna put our money behind what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want our cut. We want our. You don't need our money, but you need our backing. What's the cut here? What's the cut here? Now, you're walking there and be like, shoot, 50-50. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're going to say, 50-50. They're going to say, all right, shoot, we get 50-50. We got the publishing, you know, and you do 50-50 on the albums and stuff like that. And he's going to say, bet. If your album flops, you're going to be sitting there trying to figure out how to make your other 50-50, and they're going to sit up that joint and get on the good foot. Because this is what happens, artists. Music makes money off of credits. Those said credits are based on how well said album or project is doing. So, if you don't perform, your credits stop.
What do you mean if you don't perform? Like if you don't put out music or if you don't actually perform your music?
I mean if you don't literally get your ass on the stage and dance and perform, you stop making money on that track. But you signed a deal. And that label said, yes, you keeping all your rights on your writer side. You keeping all that. But we taking the 50% on the pub. That's the 50-50. Now that music is in commercials at the Super Bowl. You're going to hear it at the game and you're going to be jamming. And you're not going to get a dime.
You get 1 penny.
Maybe.
Not a red cent.
Maybe. The publishers is who make the money. The publishers are who make the money. The performers have to perform. Okay. Now, you may get a couple of cents. You may get some pennies because your publisher could pay you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He could. He may. If he wants to. But he's going to ask you, you don't have your writer side? You don't have everything registered on your writer side? You haven't been performing this thing? And you're going to say, nah, I thought the label did all that. And the label will say, silly.
Shit, me.
You're silly. No, silly. We don't do that. That's my white voice. No, silly. We don't do that. You know? And then they're gonna get on their phone and go like this. Yo, John, we got another one who doesn't understand. Yeah. No, see if one of these new labels want them. If not, we'll just get the publishing offer for the next 30 years. And it's over. Conversation's over. We asked why Jay-Z so hot, why he's so smart, right? Jay-Z understood these things. At a point, he got knowledgeable to say, okay, who has the rights to my music? You know? And who's getting paid for these songs when they played in the club? Who's getting paid for these songs when they played at the bar? Who get paid? You know what I'm saying? He started asking these questions. Who getting paid off of these streaming services? You see why he made Tidal. You know what I'm saying? Because he understands that the servers go to the rich. If you got enough money, you can have your own servers. I.e., while Spotify can offer free accounts, but they love the premium accounts. And the premium accounts don't have to listen to no commercials. You know what I'm saying?
Because, really? They have free accounts?
Yes. When the free accounts, you have to listen to commercials because these sponsors know that in order for you to listen to that music on Spotify, you have to hear that commercial.
So that's like Pandora.
Correct.
You know, I never knew Spotify had a free fucking service, and I've been with Spotify for at least
You've been paying $9.99.
I don't know how much I pay.
So
I just
you haven't been hearing the commercials. So that's
yeah.
That's your thing. Like that's your niche. You can go right to a song and play it.
Yeah,
that's because you're paying
years ago, and I just never would give it up.
So now peep this. Now look, this is how it's funny. Let me tell you how you help every artist that you follow and you listen to. But the main thing is follow. A lot of people say the followers mean nothing. But
you gotta follow.
I'm gonna tell y'all why y'all need to follow these.
That's artists. How you know when they got new music coming out or X, Y, Z. Like you get notifications.
When Spotify goes to do their monthly pie, and they started breaking these monthly dividends off to these artists. They say, all right, let's just do a short number because I'm terrible with math. They say we got 1,000. We got 1,000 people this month. They're all premiums. Shout out to our 1,000 premium subscribers. Now, you on Spotify, you a big dog. You got, let's say, 100 monthly listeners. Now, you got 10% of that pie. If you got 100 followers, you got 10% of that 1,000 pie. You know what I'm saying? Now, you're another person with one follower. You got 0.00001% of that pie. You get a little crumb. So that's how it works. That's why artists need y'all to hit those follow buttons. That's why your friends, and that's why everybody's going to bulge you with those links like follow. But artists, like, y'all have to market yourselves, man. You have to register your music. Now, like I said, I get on and I look up these sites, and this is what I'm telling you. You got so many sites out there to register your music. Now, if you want to be registering your performance rights, you want to be registering your mechanical royalties, and you want to be registering for your mastering royalties.
Hold on, you said performance, mechanical, and what?
Mastering. These are all, you can get Song Trust, you can get Harry Fox, but you need those. The main thing y'all artists need to do is become your own publishers with your ASCAPs or your BMIs. If you would BMI, it's $250 to be your own publisher, but it's worth every penny. I guarantee you, it's worth every penny. ASCAP, $100, you'll be publisher and you'll be registered as a writer. Now, all you producers out there, before y'all ask me, how do a producer register? In America, producers are called songwriters. If you was in UK, you're registered with another company called SOCAN or something like that. CSAT.
Mm-hmm.
You're registered
Yeah.
with CSAT, and they'll allow you to register as a producer because producers are another entity in the UK. But in America, y'all are called songwriters. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all like this: when it comes to registering your music, I recommend registering every song that you write. From the minute that you write it, you register it. There's a little
What if you
section.
don't write it? What if you have a songwriter?
Well, that's still the same difference. Your songwriter get his percentage, and you'll get your percentage as the lyricist. You know what I'm saying? Like a songwriter for your credits does not mean that you wrote the song. It just means your performance rights credits as a writer on that writer side. That could be the lyrics, that could be the beats, that could be the actual just performance of it, and the person that actually writes it. So all of these things are all going to be mapped out for you on all of these performance rights organizations when you go to register with them. But these are
And
things that
you're
you
saying, sorry,
absolutely need.
quick question. So you're saying you'll be registering with either BMI or ASCAP,
Either one.
or if you're outside of the US,
It's CSAT.
the UK, CSAP or whatever.
Yeah.
And then so with BMI, you said with ASCAP for $100 you get the writers and the publishing. But what about with BMI? What are you really getting for your 250?
Publisher, that's it. The writer side is free.
Oh, the
Why is
writer side is free.
why is the writer side free? Like I
Why?
told you, whenever someone is offering you something free, they're definitely eating on the back end.
Okay.
They take 200% and you get the other 200%. BMI gets 400%. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're writers, they get more percentage, but it's not because their payouts are longer. They take a year for payouts. ASCAP is every 6 months.
All right. So I'm an artist. I just wrote a hit. I just want to be a one hit wonder. I really don't see a future in music. Which company or which distribution channel should I go with?
Do I mean the crazy part is
Do I go with BMI or do I go with ASCAP? I mean, I'm only putting out one song.
so I mean, are you gonna perform this song?
Yes.
You can go with BMI if you're only gonna put out that one song. But I guarantee you that the reality of it is, if you're really gonna take that one song serious, I don't want to bash BMI or anything like that, but ASCAP is cheaper to be with both a publisher and an administrator. No matter what, you get the same services. Why is BMI charging 250 for publishing when ASCAP only charges 50 for publishing? That's interesting. Reason being, I can answer it probably with one simple answer. BMI is ran by big businesses, by big companies. You know what I'm saying? All the companies that you work with and watch, they understand how publishing works. So a bigger deterrent to keep you from getting your publishing is to make the price higher. ASCAP is ran by artists, other publishers, other producers. They understand how bad you need it, and the money's there. It doesn't take money from anybody to be from anybody to share the idea. So join it. You know what I'm saying? And that's my take on it. I joined ASCAP because it's ran by people like me, artists, producers, and stuff like that. They understand how it is. You pick up the phone and you 9 times out of 10 going to get an ASCAP person. You pick up the phone with BMI, you may have to make you're gonna have to make a message and wait till they call you back and
But
all this stuff.
more money up front sounds better than, I mean, like for me, if I was to go in a grocery store, the cheaper product always gets overlooked. So
Well,
how could
BMI.
you?
Well, the thing about it is that's true. The cheaper products always get overlooked. However, cheap these are not products, these are services.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? So you start asking yourself, why am I gonna pay $250 for the same service that this other company offers me for $50?
But with BMI, is there a greater reach? Is that why it costs more?
No, ma'am. It's simply, it's simply like I said. Think white. We're big businesses. If you sign up with us, you give us your publishing. So we're gonna charge you more to take your publishing away from us because we're big businesses. We want that. Because look, put it like this.
Oh no, I'm confused. You're saying
like
basically I paid the $250 and they still get my publishing, or I get my publishing for
once you pay your $250, you get your publishing.
Okay.
So let's just put it like this again. You make $1,000 on your BMI writer side, and you don't have your publishing. BMI makes $1,000 on your publishing side. You make $1,000 on the BMI side, and you have your publishing. You make $1,000 on your publishing side. So now you've made $2,000.
I guess. Hold on, I'm confused. How could I have my publishing if I'm paying them for the publishing?
No, you don't pay
the
them.
The $250 covers.
You don't pay them. See, that's what everybody get confused, right? This is not. Don't think of it like that. These are services. These people collect your money. They work for you.
Okay.
So they never own your publishing. Even when you're not a pub, even if you don't pay them for publishing, they never own your money. But the thing is, you never own that publishing money either. So who gets it? The money goes to BMI. BMI pays you based on what you earn, your earnings. So put it like this: Rare Lounge, 12 Lounge. In order for artists to perform in there, they have to pay ASCAP and BMI. Let's say that number is $20,000 a month, right? Mm-hmm. They have to pay these fees regardless if you walk in there or not. So let's say that month, no one says they performed at Rare Lounge. BMI just eats $20,000 and throw it in their BMI bank. But if one artist come in there and say that he did, let's say, 3 songs and he got maybe 2 credits on his song, so that means he may get $20 or $15 a song, right? And he can be in there 30 days a week. They're gonna tally that up for those 3 months, how much he was in there, and out of those 20,000 that they made in there, here's your percentage. If no one else comes along, the rest is ours. Now let's say everybody comes in there and say, look, we all was here. You know, they know now. Hey, here you go. This is Red Lounge money. This is Red Lounge money. It's your piece. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. Mm-hmm. But if you don't come, they just sit there and say, sweet. See you next month, Red Lounge. See you next month, 12. You see what I'm saying? So when you're a writer and you're not a publisher, because they have to pay both publishers and writers, if you're only one, you're only going to get half of your check. And that's just going to be how it is. And they're not going to tell you. No one's going to tell you when you sign up. There's no button, no shiny button that says, make sure you join your publishers. Make sure you join your publishers. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to ask you that. When you, in fact, when you hit that publisher button, they're going to ask you, are you sure? Mm-hmm. Then they're going to try to deter you with this $250. Then they're going to try to deter you with the, you sure? You know what I'm saying? Like, really? Like, yeah, I'm sure. I want my shit. I want to make sure I get this. Because guess what? When Puffy went and signed Diddy on that block, and he was like, yo, you can rap. I'm ready to sign you. Biggie didn't know this shit. Because if Biggie did know this shit, guess what Biggie would have told him? I'm already getting mine, buddy. I'm out here getting paid right now. You feel me? Mm-hmm. You feel me? He would have said that to him. But he didn't. He walked and he took the deal. And Diddy is now dancing every time a Biggie song get played. Paid and played. You know what I'm saying? So it's not rocket science. Mm-hmm. Like I make money off songs I did 3 years ago. I'm just sitting back like, woo. I'm getting paid off performances I did last year. You know, like it's like okay, because I registered. I registered all my songs. I got over 113 songs in my catalog. 113. You know, and I got set lists. I register all my music, and I hit the road. I mean, everybody see how I move. A lot of people ask me like, yeah, like you go to the club every night. I be like, yeah, duh. I get paid when I go in there. I'm about to bless this joint and get paid. I don't understand how you didn't get paid. And that's why when my friend said to me, I quit because I wanted to be able to put my daughter through private school and shit like that. I was like, that's tight. You know what I'm saying? Like I get that. But I was like, at what point did we think that we can't do that ourselves? A lot of people have realized this one simple thing. A business, either you're gonna run a business or you're gonna work for a business. And the sad thing about it is they think that like rapping and stuff, like they think rapping is how you get into a business. But once you start rapping, you become a business. And if you
Yeah.
can't run that business, and when people see you can't run that business, it really don't matter how much talent you got. And the reason why it's so hard for people to get a deal based on talent today is because information is right there at your fingertips. You know, it's right there at your fingertips. So it's like if you don't know, then you don't care, you don't want to know, or you're not serious. And do you think that someone's going to invest millions of dollars on someone that's not serious? Like, honestly, a
I have
label,
a question.
yes,
When you ready? Can one song be worth more than every other song in your catalog? So let's say
correct,
you
yes,
have 113. Can one song be worth
yes,
more than the other 112?
yes,
How?
yes. Credits and stocks. I mean, if one song pops, like right now, my biggest song is the Glow song I just dropped. And that John, you know what I'm saying, is doing pretty good numbers. And that's my biggest song. And my biggest project is Six Speed, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But when I dropped Six Speed, I did like almost 300,000 streams on that, right? But
Okay.
that's 300,000 streams, and that's an album of 300,000 streams. Now my song "Glow" is almost at like 200,000 streams, but that's one single at almost 200,000 streams. So
Mm-hmm.
naturally, my album is it's gonna have high credits, but it's not about albums; it's about singles. You know what I'm saying? So my song "Glow" is gonna have more credits because, like I said, if you get, let's say, it's $7 every 1,000 streams you get, it's a one
Mm-hmm.
credit. That's $7. So now, if you have one song at like 30,000, 50,000 streams, that's that. But then you got another song against it at 200,000 streams.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you know what I'm saying? Your credits are way higher on that one. So that's
Okay.
how that works. And that's why a lot of when you see a lot of new artists, they go on mean tours first. When they
Mm-hmm.
get management, the first thing their manager is going to do is put them on a tour, send him on shows. He gonna be hitting up all the people like us. He gonna be hitting up people like us. Look, I got this artist. I'm trying to get him on the show. How much I gotta pay? You know what I'm saying? And that artist gonna walk in that joint and stunt and tell everybody I don't pay to perform and
Mm-hmm.
sign. You feel me? But he don't know. His manager a hustler. His manager a hustler. His manager signed him up for ASCAP or BMI. He probably signed him up for BMI because it's free for the artist. It's only
Mm-hmm.
250 for the publisher. But come on now, you pay 250 to get 1,000, 2,000, or 10,000 next year. Who
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't? Who wouldn't pay $50 to get 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 in 6 months? If anybody say that they wouldn't do that, I challenge that person to go and jump because that's dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
these are things that are not. These are things that are not. How do I say it? These are not things that we throwing at rocks. These are facts. These are statistical numbers that they've already computed and said this is what it's gonna be. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? This is how much you're gonna get. So now we know this. So a label in their mind, or even a manager when they sign you, because look, let me tell you something. If I sign an artist right now, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
ask that artist straight up, like, look, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make you a star. Because honestly, I can. Because it's based on where they want to go, what they want to do, who they want to meet. You know what I'm saying? And for real, let's say that artist say, I don't have no budget. I don't have any money, okay? I don't have no money.
What would you do?
I'm gonna be like this, all right, look, you signed this contract, but I got your publishing. You ain't got no money, I got your publishing. We're gonna get you straight. Let's get this album out. I'm gonna put him in the studio. I'm gonna call up my homies. I'm like, look, let's get him in the studio. Let's drop this album. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna market the shit out of that album, and I'm gonna let him walk around and perform at every show and tell the whole world about it. And when the 6 months, because I'm gonna make sure he wear ASCAP, of course. When that 6 months come up, I'm gonna recoup my money that I put up and put out for him. I'm gonna also have him have made some money, and then we're gonna put out his album. Because we ain't got to rush with music. Music is timeless. And when we put that right marketing behind it, that artist can last forever. You see what I'm saying? So, and I'm going to make sure he understands that. Look, bro, it's a year. You got to put in a year commitment. It may be some hole in the wall clubs. It may be some shit joints. But you got to do it. Because any club that I perform at, I'm making sure that they ASCAP registered. If they ain't
hold on, so the club has to be registered?
Yes, they pay the bills.
What do you mean?
The clubs have to pay for licensing. They have to pay ASCAP and BMI to play your music in the clubs. Without paying those fees, they can't have music in the club. It'd just be a bunch of people talking. It'd be like in the Wild Wild West, like a saloon. You know, or some bands and stuff.
I never knew that a club had to be registered.
That's why I say to all artists that paying to perform, I get paying to perform if you can't bring anything to the table. Now, artists say I would never pay to perform. Well, if you going into a venue and you got artists in there who got 20 fans, 30 fans, 50 fans, and they bringing all their fans out, you're going to perform in front of that crowd that doesn't know you, doesn't really want to see you, and you've brought nothing to the table. So why should someone pay you to be in there?
Say that
again. No, I'm just saying, like, that's how it works. But the thing about it is, when you get into that stage where you got your crew rolling with you, and everywhere y'all go, you know what I'm saying, like, y'all lit, people want you in the building. So then, you walking in. But, like, these are still things that mean nothing if you ain't registering when you in there. Because these clubs already pay for you to be there. They pay that every month for you to be there. But yeah, you hounding the damn promoter that put the thing together with all the people to see you, and for you to get paid about a couple of dollars. Now I get if you got some status and you got a big crew, you deserve that bottle and that table. And I tell them rolling with Sixxcess, tell them Sixxcess said it. You deserve that table if you got about 10, 15 people with you rolling deep and y'all about to fuck it up.
But if it's just you by yourself, then
only
what?
Only one bottle now. Y'all niggas get greedy.
Only one. But if it's just the artist by themselves, then what?
Nah, like honestly, for real, I don't care how lit an artist is. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they buy their sales, like, you know what to do. It's a door fee. Like, I don't really never charge to perform, but you definitely gonna be paying that door fee because. But you're not gonna be on that priority list. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta be lit. You gotta be even way lit and mannerable like shit to probably get on when the crowd crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit! You ain't one of those. He ain't gonna go on last, is he?
Listen, like the nigga ain't gonna go on last if he get there first. You know what I'm saying?
He might go on first though.
He may go on first. He may go on first if he corny. You know what I'm saying? But if he lit, I put him on like 7th or 8th. Unless he being like rude, then yeah, I put him on like 20th. You want to join something one day? I
Some
tell them like,
artists be
yo,
like, yo, I've been here for
like
10
I be saying, I'm
minutes.
like, you see all these people he got with him, bro? Come on, man. Come on, let's do it, bro. But nah, but like I just gotta understand, like, honestly, for me, I stopped caring. I used to be one of those artists, you know what I'm saying? That was before, like I said, I sat down and started reading. But I was one of those artists that like walk on the show, like, man, I ain't even get to perform. But now I walk on the joint, they be like, you perform? I'm like, nah, I'm good. Just ask the DJ play my joint real quick. You know what I'm saying? And they be like, all right, bet. And I be like, all right, bet. And as soon as that joint get played, I'm about to get paid. You know what I'm saying? And I sit there and I'm cooling. Don't even care. Why do I care? You know what I'm saying? And people like,
Got
no,
paid.
you not performing tonight? I'm like, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I understand something like, I used to put on concerts. And I know like we running out of time, but I used to put on concerts, right? And I used to literally like it would be my concerts. It wasn't at clubs. It was at like rec centers. I would rent out the rec centers for the evening and stuff like that, and put on my own concert. And I would get people out. You know what I'm saying? And I would stand up there and perform for 2 to 3 hours by myself and just performing all my music. You know what I'm saying?
Getting
Now,
paid.
look, it was crazy because
Nah,
I used
he
to,
out there.
yeah, like my first
Getting
show,
paid.
my first show, all my friends, they clowned me. They was like, bro, you really about to perform at the rec center? And like when they looked in the door, it was all these like little kids jumping around and shit. And I'm up there jump performing. Look, I'm up there jump performing. The kids just jumping around. I don't even give a damn and shit. And they looking at me, they're like, yeah, this nigga real live performing. He real live performing in there with all these little kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? So then the next show, it started like being more of an older crowd, you know what I'm saying? Still a bunch of little kids, but they brought their moms out this time, you know what I'm saying? And I got the speaker set up. Look, I'm running. I got the computer set up and everything. I just hit play and I start going, you know what I'm saying? Back then I would mix the whole show. So that as soon as I hit go, it would just have a whole concert together, right? And I would have, so then I got to the point where I started bringing in other artists that I was like, all right, look, just work with me, like, because these concerts is how we get on tour and how we do these things, right? Way ahead of my time. So I got to that point where I felt like, dang, man, I'm not doing something right. You feel me? Because we wasn't making no money. We wasn't making nothing, not a dime. We was selling out all these. I mean, not really selling out, but we was having a nice turnout at these rec centers. But these were like kid events. Like we were going into the community, like, here, come see me perform for free. Bring your kid to the rec center. I'm gonna be up there tonight. You know, so like I was like on a real live. Okay, this is how you become a star campaign. You know what I'm saying? I'm performing at like Cricket Wireless and things like that. And then I started to realize something. I'm like, dang, young, like it's got to be something because all the people that were catapulting me, like they were doing something, but it wasn't about music. You know what I'm saying? Like the music wasn't really ever better, but they were moving at a lightning speed. You know what I'm saying? So of course, when you start getting up there like label meetings, I sat down with labels. And when you set up that joint and start talking like you know what you're talking about, because I've always been smart in music. I just never understood how to get the money. I always thought it was the same way. You show your talent, you get into the right people's face, you work your way into the label, and then bam, a deal happens. I sat down with Def Jam, QC. I sat down with Universal. I just said, you know what I'm saying? Like, you name it, Capital. And it's like, when you start talking like you a boss, they want to see how much money you made. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, then you're going to be signing this slave deal. You're going to get on. But we got to see that you can do this. And see, back then I had different management. Management that was like, nah, you ain't signing that. Nope. You ain't signing that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm different. You feel me? I'm like, hold on, let me read this. Let me read this. I can keep my publishing, right? Or you want what, 20%? I need 20%. Shit. All right, what else? What else? How much you give me up front, though? How many albums? Yes, I asked the right questions. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, like, I don't want to hear artists out there saying, I'm not making no money and I'm broke and I gotta work because music ain't shit. I mean, like, we got too many examples of people that ain't shit making money off music. So why you saying music ain't shit? That ain't cool. Just learn the business. And don't tell me you know the business. It's payola when your job that you walked into that you chose to quit, your boss, he chose the payola so that he can be your boss. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
He paying somebody. He paid something. He went to do something. He learned some expertise. And I like to tell everybody out there, all you artists, when y'all talking about paying for marketing and paying for promo, you are not paying for fake shit. You are paying for a service. A service that is supposed to be in place to make sure that you are not starving. Another service that is in place to make sure that your fans, that your real fans multiply, because if you got 20 of your friends following you and liking your music, you ain't gonna never get any more than that 20 if you don't expand yourself. Because trust me, those 20 friends in your circle that's telling you that your music is dope, 9 times out of 10, they are not telling somebody else the same shit. When you get when
I love that joint. That joint was fire.
They never tell it. They never share that shit, y'all. And if they say they do, they all full of it. You know what I'm saying? When their man's get in the car, they switch on that new money bag fast as hell. They turn on that Migos or that NBA Youngboy or that Gucci or whatever they want to listen to. But what I'm telling y'all is this: they ain't playing your shit, and your numbers would reflect it if they were. And what's crazy about it is, if you know your boy live in Capitol Heights, and you live in Forestville, right? And you got another boy live in College Park, and you're looking at your stats and you're looking at your cities where the music is being played, and you don't see Capitol Heights and College Park, your boys don't even fuck with you.
But how can you narrow it down all the way? I thought it just gives you a state
nope.
or a
if
city.
If that junk don't say Capitol Heights and that other area, College Park, is bumping your shit, your mans don't fuck with you.
But how you know that they there in that area when they playing your shit?
Know where
if you in the car,
you know where they live. They supposed to be playing your shit from home.
Why? Why not in the car while other people are listening?
That's your mans. That's your team. That's your team. That's your team. That's your team.
Why not in the car when other people are listening? I rarely listen to music in a house like that.
Yeah.
So if you in a car, let's say if you always traveling in the car, that's where you're gonna play most of your music.
Yeah, but you know where your peoples hang at though. Even like if you work in what is it, Temple Hills, and you live in College Park, I know your ass at Temple Hills. If I don't see Temple Hills up that jump, you don't fuck with me.
Are you serious?
Yup.
You can't say that because you don't know who play your music in route or out of route.
Nah,
it's not registered to their house though.
Nope. I'm telling it like it is. I'm telling it like it is.
He like, no cut cards.
I'm telling y'all like it is, young. All y'all out here, all y'all artists, go look at your Spotify for artists. And if you don't see your man's neighborhood in that joint, call him on it. Call him on it. You don't see your man's area code on that jump. Trust me. Stop telling me about your man's. Rappers. Listen, I put this disclaimer out. I gotta say this before we go, Jessica.
Be serious though. Like, that's some real shit.
I gotta say this before I go. Rappers, please stop telling me you're the best. Don't come up to me and tell me you're the best rapper out of the DMV, that you're the best rapper getting slept on. I'm so sick and tired of hearing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of them, I'll be like, yo, have you heard my music when you say that? And they don't even know I rap. They just think I'm this radio personality and super host and super DJ. You know what I'm saying? That's all they think.
I never thought you was a DJ though.
Yeah, I don't even know. But they really think I want. Listen. I do keep the party lit, but I am not a DJ. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of an MC. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of a master of the ceremony. That's me. But rappers, please, young, please. And if you do tell me that, have a link to your music. Because if your response is, I quit after you tell me you the best rapper ever, I'm going to put you on my list. And before I go, guys, I got to tell y'all.
Where you going?
Huffingtonville. That's where we going. Because I got to tell y'all right now, my city of Fayetteville, down here in the A, y'all, in Fayetteville.
Fayetteville, Georgia?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. They got to go on the list, y'all. They call this county Clayco County. But Fayetteville, y'all should just stick to the nice land and stick to the nice people. Your trees, how do I say it? It's huff. It is possibly some of the worst stuff I've gotten in a long time. Now,
Fayetteville,
I like
Georgia.
to tell y'all that I don't know where y'all growing it, where y'all getting it. But 3 times too many, I've been told, this is some, I got some gas. It's some gas. It's some gas. And I'm beginning to think that they're asking me or telling me they need gas. I'm beginning to think that they need a ride to the gas station or something. Maybe I'm lost at the lingo or the terms down here in Atlanta, but if gas does not mean good weed, somebody need to tell me. If gas is y'all term for huff down here, somebody in the A hit me up. Because I've heard that a lot of times down here in the A, I got some gas, and it hasn't been. I have to wait now. Now I've learned to ask this question when they say I have gas. Is it rapper? If it's not rapper, it's huff.
I think you need to ask who got the pressure. Because if you say who got the pressure, that's different from who got gas. That's just gas might just be weed. Pressure is pressure applied. This shit.
Well, I'm gonna tell them like it is. It's huff down here in Fayetteville in Clayton County. I don't know if it's because the police keep beating the shit out of these brothers down here. One of my man said it's hard out here. So maybe that's why they got to keep the stuff that can't smell nothing. But just get vacuum seals and get some good gas and take that ride and bring on down this side. That's all I got to say, y'all. It's been a great week. I hope y'all learned something. Don't get Nate Robinson this week if you can help it. If you do get Nate Robinson this week, hope no one's around to make it a beam. I'm out, y'all. Jezebel.
All right, y'all. Hey, Six, let us know what we got coming next week.
Man, so we got Brent 10 coming on next week.
Brent 10 next week?
Yes, we got a guest next week. We got Brent 10 out of B-More. He been doing some crazy stuff, right? So he said, I can't come in the studio with you guys. I said, haven't you seen? We all remote now, baby. We doing our own thing. So we got my man coming on here. We're going to talk about some of his new stuff, some of his stuff he dropping. Hey, I haven't heard his new music, but I will tell you this. I'm not going to listen to it until the show.
See y'all next week.
See y'all.
All right, we out.